Good morning, Candace.
Morning, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good.
Oh,
Just busy already. Hit
no
the ground running
kidding.
at 6 o'clock this morning, Eastern Standard Time, and I feel like half my day's over and I still got so much to do.
I understand. Totally understand. Hi, McGanna.
Good morning.
Oh, Amber's listening to music. What's she listening to? Turn it on. Let us all hear.
It's in my head.
Oh, it's in your
And it's
head.
Back in Black. Back in Black.
I love it. I was like, she's jamming out already this morning. I love it.
Da, 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 da.
I mean, imagine what she can do with actual music.
It's pretty amazing.
Her hand.
I know firsthand. Pretty amazing.
That was-
Morning, Barbie.
Morning.
You know what's funny? Like this, look at me if I turn on the camera. We all having this like dark. I thought I was the only one, but I'm like, wait, not much lights today.
I know.
Oh, I got home at like 1:30 a.m. Eastern.
Oh my.
Yeah, the plane got delayed, so I'm like having a very slow start, but
Oh, you were
Oh.
traveling. Where were you coming in from?
all over.
Uh-huh.
As
Okay.
always. Yeah.
Was it all work stuff?
Oh, it was work and it was fun. I even posted me getting on a scooter for the first time in my life. And I thought I
Oh,
was
I
gonna
didn't see
die.
that.
I was like, that's the end. I'm gonna have scratch in my legs. This is not happening. But fortunately, I made it okay.
I love it. Well,
Morning, guys.
congratulations on that. Good morning.
So what do you guys want to do today? Should we watch a movie or what do you feel like?
Well,
It's very dark. I was saying the same thing.
okay, yeah, I need to fix mine. I'm gonna just do that right now because it's dark. I can be light. I'll be the light one.
This is like the
Maybe.
lightest day of the year, or like the third lightest day of the year. We just had our summer solstice.
Yep.
Unfortunately, in Detroit, we have Canadian wildfire smoke, and it looks like the end is near.
The apocalypse. All right. All right. Well, actually, you guys know what we're going to do today. The same thing we do every day.
Woohoo!
All right. So Landmark. I'll give you guys, Landmark. Okay, email sent to Liz and Barb. And Carmen. So on that email, Barb, you can see at the bottom, it might be kind of hard to read, but you can cruise across it and see basically what she input as far as when she submitted the deal. So it has a lot of details of like what she wants, what her experience is, which looking at it, she appears to have no experience, and it's a $30 million building. So, we'll just run it through the process, see what happens. I also believe that call for offers is probably today or yesterday. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this postmark, we got introed to the, I should have CC'd Amber on that. I will next time. We got intro to the property management company, and I requested from them a pro forma. So again, the reason we're doing that is we're at like 180 per unit. Market is, he's at 235. So two things there. One, that allows us to use his property management to come to a price, which helps him be more reasonable. We don't really think we're going to buy this, honestly, but the other thing it does for us too, and Sherrod just told me he wants me to reach out to 2 property management companies, is it gets us relationships with property management companies in the area. So a lot of what we're doing, an underlying theme is building relationships, right? So this guy, Daniel, that owns this building, is a great guy to have a relationship with. And then also the property managements, whether or not this deal goes through, who knows? So
So you're requesting pro forma from the current property manager, Daniel's property manager, is that correct?
Yeah, so we do that quite often, especially on bigger deals. Usually that's kind of a phase 2 or 3 part of our underwriting. A lot of times it'll come after an LOI, a lot of times it'll come before, but somewhere right around there. Obviously, you know, you got to kind of weigh between your likelihood of buying the deal. In this case, I always think about like, I don't want to waste these people's time, you know, but Schreier's like, screw it, man, waste their time, but build a relationship. We'll use them later. We have 2 assets over there already. So who knows, maybe we have a problem with the asset manager at, we haven't closed on, what's the Colorado deal we're closing on right now?
Cottonwood?
Amberwood.
Nope, not Amberwood, Cottonwood, right?
Cottonwood.
So
Sorry, yes, Cottonwood. I knew it was the wood.
too much smoke. Okay, so next is, did we look at Morris Manor? Is that the one we looked at yesterday on the call?
No, well, kind of. Yes, we looked at both of mine.
Oh, this is the one that we were gonna finalize and
Yeah.
go through. Okay, cool. All right, let me pull that up. Hold on 1 second. I've got to sneeze. Back. All right. Where am I trying to go here? So Morris Manor. Oh, one thing I'll mention to you guys too, like just to kind of reiterate our main goals. I mean, this kind of gets repetitive, right? But what are we here for? Anybody want to say? Like, what are you here for? What is the one big thing you're trying to do?
Learn.
Get good at vetting deals.
Bigger.
Mhm.
What's the end result? What's the ideal scene, the valuable final product? What are you here for? You didn't just invest money and spend all the time. You know, your time's worth even more than the money you invested. So why are we here?
Make that money.
We're here to get a deal. You
Yep.
guys are here to get on a GP of a deal, right?
Yep.
Now, behind that is learning, make money, all that. But really, the one reason you're here is to buy a building, right? So let's keep that in mind. I mean, that's what we're doing. That's why we do this. And these are the things it takes to buy a building. So that being said, at this point, you guys should all have gone in based off the course and found all the brokers in your area, and not necessarily just in your area. Like if you're in Austin and that's a tough market, you should be also getting emails from, you should have gone in and signed in with all the brokerages in all the towns that you want to buy in. And they should be matching what Massive would be KP on, right?
Mhm.
From where we already have buildings. So if you don't have that yet, you should be doing that, because as much as you're helping us and we're helping you, this is for you. So don't forget that you're here to get your deal, right? So how do you get your deal? You have all this new information on what we buy, what we don't buy, where we're at, where we're not at, what we need for IRR, all the things, right? What we need for the size of the building, like, you know, if it's over 20 million, you know, it probably better be 80s or newer. You know, you have all this information now. So go back and revisit your broker lists and make sure that you're signed up for brokers in Dallas, in Houston, in Denver, in maybe even North Carolina, you know, in your home market if you want. And then you guys should be going through, because right now you're spending your time working on other people's deals mostly, but we could be spending this time working on your deals. And you better believe it that we will make your deals priority. Because why? Couple of reasons. You guys are invested with us, obviously, and you guys are showing that you're working hard. So we know that you're serious about this. So we know you'd be a great partner. But also, I mean, you guys know what we need and what we want and how we underwrite, right? So take all this knowledge and remember why we're here. We're not just here to learn underwriting. We're here to get you a deal. So all that in summary, I want you guys to be going through broker emails. You should be getting broker emails in the right areas. And you should be going through them and napkin underwriting them. That's why we napkin underwrite, so we can do it fast.
Mhm.
And you should be selecting those, doing a synthesis on them and submitting them. I'm not seeing quite enough of that. I think it might have been Amber that submitted one.
Mhm.
But we need more. Right? So you guys should be the ones filling up our pipeline,
Mhm.
because that's you taking full advantage of why you're here. And that's why I want to have the conversation. Remember, we are here to get you on a GP. Now, are all you guys going to get on a GP in the first year? I highly doubt it. But if you want to be the one that does, then that's how you do it. So now you guys, I mean, at this point, you're beyond enough to be dangerous. I mean, you're probably in the top 10 or 5% of underwriters in this industry, right? Because there's a lot of people that just don't know the stuff we go over. There are people that are a lot better than us as well. So remember that and I want to see you guys starting to submit deals, and I want you going through on the outside. I know you're busy with underwriting and a lot of stuff, but you got to be sorting through those broker emails and finding the deals. And then maybe go revisit what relationships you have with brokers. Maybe you need to make some new ones. Maybe you need to go back to your settings in CBRE or in JLL and update your settings
Mhm.
so that you're getting the right deals in the right towns. And that is you farming, if you will, is a term we use in real estate. We farm a certain area, right? So you should know your areas. You should know your OPEX ratios in your areas. You should know your price per unit in your areas. You have CoStar. You're at this point, you've got what you need to be finding deals that can make it to the finish line. So that's on you to bring those deals in. It's on you to underwrite them at the very beginning and to bring the right ones in. So don't forget to focus on yourself. All right.
Brad, one question, sorry. Do you have any recommendation for specific brokers, or is just up to us, to find them?
Well, in the course, there is a sheet that lists out the 10 or 12 top brokers in the nation.
Okay, so I'm still at week 1.
Yeah, you get that, I think, week 3 or 2. But you don't have to wait till then either. You could just type in top commercial brokerage in your town and you'll see who they are.
Yeah, no, I do have some contacts. I was just wondering, if you were recommending anyone in particular in Texas.
Well, it's different we can talk about that for just a second. It's different in different areas, right? Like CBRE is huge in like Arizona. I don't see them as much in different markets. So certain, what's the one I'm trying to say? Not Natty Mark. Who's the
Millchap.
guy?
Oh, Marcus and Millchap does do some.
Marcus and Millichap. Okay, so what's the
Newmark.
company? Who?
Newmark.
Newmark. Yeah. So Newmark is huge in like the East, right? They're everywhere. So you kind of a lot of these names are everywhere. Some of them are heavier in certain areas. But we could list through them. I mean, CBRE, JLL, Newmark, Berkadia. Spot them out, guys, if you have them. Now, Marcus and Millichap, I'm going to say a couple things about Marcus and Millichap. Is like again, there's always exceptions. They're kind of a lower, sometimes they deal with a little less desirable assets, which is fine. Someone's got to service that, right?
Mhm.
And then when we start talking about our loop nets and our what's the other one?
Crexi.
Rexy.
Crexi and LoopNet. I mean,
Hmm.
I could make some analogies to like dating, but they're not very clean. So the thing is that
That's where deals go to die.
that's where deals go to die. Yeah. And but that doesn't mean there's not deals there. But I see a lot of people that just pull deals off Crexi all day long, and they're not realizing that at one point. Let me just tell you kind of the life of a deal. Potentially, again, there's always exceptions. It might go through a CBRE and never get sold, or CBRE won't even take it. So maybe Newmark takes it, then it doesn't sell. Then Marcus and Millchap will pick it up,
Mhm.
and then it doesn't sell. Then it goes to Crexi. So that's not always the case, but that's a lot of times the case. So these off-market deals, these loop nets, these Crexies, you know, it doesn't mean they shouldn't be on your radar, but you need to be aware that that's usually the bottom of the barrel. So off-market, again, we've talked about that. We'll go into that real quick. Every time I hear off-market, my ears go up and I have about 10 questions for the person. Do you control the deal? Has the deal been listed? Why hasn't it sold? Do we have a real seller? So again, can we find great off-market deals? Absolutely. But are most of them bullshit? Yeah, they are. They really are. And it's usually some deal finder guy that doesn't know what he's doing and went and got on Crexy, added $500,000 to the price and sends it into our deals email. Right? Which we love that, don't we? No, we do not like that. So, you know, just think about that. I guess to close on that is that really the best deals are with the high top brokers. Because think of it how you would handle it. If you had a prize asset, a $50 million asset in downtown Fort Lauderdale, you're not going to go to Marcus and Millshop. You're not going to put it on LoopNet. You're going to go to CBRE or JLL, and they're going to take you through a rigorous process to bring the highest and top dollar. They're going to look at pro formas. They're going to get with your property management company. You're going to spend 3 to 6 months preparing for market. And when you come to market, you're going to be priced competitively. You're going to be represented correctly, and you're going to have a real asset to put on the market. So, you know, those are also the highest competed for deals, right? So that's the downside to that. Those are going to be the deals where all the big doggies are out there trying to get them. Now that's a little bit less true when you start dropping below 20 million, which is where you guys should be hanging out. You guys should really be hanging out between 5 and 20 million. So then you get a little bit more play. And then if you're in the tertiary markets, secondary markets, then you also can have a little bit more of an opportunity there where some of the bigger dogs aren't going to play. Okay, so there's a disadvantage going straight to the top. You know, if you listen to Grant Cardone, he says, go buy a $100 million building for your first deal in downtown Fort Lauderdale. No problem. Well, that's not true. There's some problems. It could be done. I know a girl that was best in final on 4 deals in her first year. None of them were under 50 million. She found out later that she never had a chance to close any of them. Just because she didn't have the right KPs, the right experience, the right list of assets. So there's advantages and disadvantages for both. So you have to kind of weigh that out, right? You have to decide, okay, I want to be close to the top. You have to find something that is not the most perfect asset because it's probably going to be outpriced, but has a lot of hidden gems or high potential or value add or a market that it is a bad neighborhood, but you can see that it's gentrifying really quickly, right? Meaning that money's moving across the freeway into that area. So you have to be able to look for those things, find those things, and capitalize on those things. And you have all the tools to do that at this point. Any questions on that before we jump into this? All right. Actually, let's look at the OM.
Now that's Highland Flats. Is that
Doesn't seem
Why-
like I'm in the right place, does it?
why? Yeah.
That's in Austin.
Morris Manor.
Yeah, there isn't an OM on this one.
Okay, let's go here.
Mhm.
Okay, so brick exterior, that's nice. Just looking at that building, don't say it if you know it, but what do you guys think? What year was it built?
70.
I would guess between 75 and 85.
Hmm.
Let's see here, 73, Renault 83.
Hmm.
Okay, do you want to say anything about this before we jump into the underwriting, like what your challenges are, thoughts, Janae? Maybe a little overview of
I
maybe an
think in
overview
the,
of the property,
okay.
and then tell us your challenges.
the challenges in underwriting for this one, it was just a challenge in the beginning because there was no OM. We didn't have, we just got that CoStar, so there's not an ask price, and so that to me was something that I was struggling with until yesterday when we started to kind of go through how to underwrite it. So those were my issues in getting started with this. What else do you want me to talk about?
Well, let's start with, do you want to buy it?
No,
And why not?
it's ugly. I'm just kidding.
There's more than looks. some
I
point
know,
out.
I know. I'm just kidding. I actually like the area. It's growing. It's Greenboro, North Carolina. It's 300,000 people. It's growing, slowly growing. So I think it's an area that I don't know much about other than looking at the CoStar data and just doing a little research on it.
So you like the area, but you don't want to buy it.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so we need to be at about 4.2 in order to, well, we need to be lower than that probably, huh?
Mhm. Yeah. That just kind of started getting us in the range of where we were off of the CoStar data. I was having a difficult time trying to decide because there's such a wide variance of like what people paid for the doors in the area. Oh, and my Amber is being so sweet to me. She's like, here's some prompts. Income data, income crime. You're welcome to jump in here. I know you looked at this with me, so please feel free.
Janae, I didn't take any notes on this, so I'm hoping that you did.
I did not
Okay.
take notes other than just the basic. I don't know what the crime is in the area.
Okay, so first of all, you guys came so far doing really well. We're gonna keep going further. We're gonna get
Yep.
even better. So you do need to check crime. You do
Okay.
need to check the neighborhood. You do need
Yep.
to check see if it's growing or not. And you do need to be able to present whether or not we want to buy it and why.
Okay.
Right, over time, and we'll help you with that. But I'm talking about the end game, right? The end game
Yep.
is saying we should buy this because at a 3% rate increase, we can still hit our numbers, and we probably can get a 5%, and the area is growing, whatever, right? So that's where we're trying to get to. So let's
Okay.
jump into this.
So the reports on the area, I was more, and this is just me learning, I think, I'm more concerned about making sure that the numbers were in the right place, not necessarily coming in to present. So that's just my learning.
Yeah, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue to set the bar higher for you guys.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
As we go.
yeah.
So I just
Yep,
want to tell you
that's
where
great.
we're going. Speaking of the numbers, do we know that these have been verified? Our total net income, total expenses, and net operating income?
Yes.
We can just double check that real quick. We've got
Yep.
329 right here, 329 right here. So that's good. And then we have our average rents, our $9.99. And that is off the rent roll, I'm assuming?
Mhm.
Or is that off of, let's go into our CoStar again.
No, I think I did that off the rent roll before I got the CoStar report.
Cool, let's see what CoStar says.
Yep.
All 2 beds.
Well, they're all 2 beds except for there's one that is a 3-bed, 2-bath.
Where are you from? Okay, I'll do it. I need you to this will be the
All right, I'm seeing something here that doesn't correspond.
Okay.
First of all, I'm seeing they bought it in 2020 for 2.3. So that's good. right? Because
Mhm.
that's way lower than where we're probably
We're at, yep.
not way lower, but it means we could have a deal here. I'm seeing 727 per unit, and you've got 900.
Mhm.
Is that right?
Yeah, and I wondered because the CoStar report does not
Good.
pull in that one unit for 1900. Could that one unit be throwing it off?
Not by that much, no.
Okay.
Not if it's one unit, because the weighted average on the one unit would just be a minor adjustment. Let's check our T12.
It may potentially not be accounting for those renovated units.
Yeah, when were they renovated? Do we know? Probably don't know.
I don't know.
No. Oh, shit.
So we've got, wow. Oh,
Mhm.
there's the big boy right there. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
But there's only one of those units anyway.
Yeah,
It's not,
there's just the one, yeah.
Okay, so what I'm doing here, we've done this before, but I'll just repeat. I'm just going through. If there's a 0 in the cell, it counts it as an average. So it'll mess up your averages.
Mhm.
If there's nothing in the cell, it doesn't count it. Okay. So I just highlighted the ones that are not, or that are vacant or not vacant. I guess I should say. Also, while I'm doing this, I notice there's 2 vacant units. So that's good, right?
Yeah.
And then our average is 977. So we are off slightly, but what I would probably do is just drop this down a little bit to make it work.
Okay.
Well, that's weird. It went right to 980 and I put 980. Okay, so we're at $1.16 per square foot. And what do we know as far as price per square foot in that area? Have we looked at that yet?
Yeah, my CoStar for some reason is not loading on my end, so I did look at it, but I didn't write it down. If I make notes in it, I'm putting the notes.
$1.49 with a really low vacancy. So we are seeing that for whatever reason, people want to live in this area, right?
Mhm.
Low vacancy. And we're seeing an average. Why does it only have 1 comp? That's not real helpful. Wow.
It's the 1992 comp. It's much smaller.
And it might just be studios on that one or 1 bedrooms. Sorry, my CoStar, I literally can't get that to load on my side. I can't.
Got 1 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms. Okay, so we really need probably more data here if we get to a phase a little bit further into phase 2. It does look like there's potentially some rent growth. Let's just model it with some conservative rent growth and see where we're at there, see if we can make it work, and then we can go back and find out what the broker's asking.
Mhm.
So let's move into our P&L. So again, we probably, let's say we have a little bit more loss to lease. Actually, let's check and see what they have accrual, which they do. So they're saying that they have 54,000 loss to lease. So what's kind of cool here, and I haven't showed you guys this before, was if we were to recapture the loss to lease, of course, we would need to verify this. But we know that our NOI will go up 55,000. So we can go back to here and we could say, how much is our NOI jumping in the first year?
Okay.
About 60,000. So, and we have too high of vacancies. One thing I've noticed that I don't think I taught this originally correctly, but you guys always have to update these two cells.
Okay,
So we've got a total of 2 units vacant, and we've got that's weird. They must have had some problems earlier in the year. $2,000 concessions are minimal. Oh, that's because they're remodeling, right? So
I-
probably be
so
more than that.
where would you make that assumption from, that they are remodeling? You just,
Well, you said first of all, we saw that CoStar wasn't showing the right rents. Then we also saw that a lot of them were remodeled on the T12, or they have an R after them. I don't know
Mhm.
when it happened. I'm assuming it happened in the last 2 years. Actually, it
Okay.
probably did, because didn't we just say that they bought it in 20? They bought it like the end of 20, so.
Yep.
They've got it pretty well stabilized now.
okay.
Do we use historical numbers off of the CoStar to adjust the vacancy and concessions? Or what is our guideline for that?
Well, what is the property doing right now, right? So what is our most accurate data we have?
Mhm.
What is it? Answer, like, someone tell me.
So looks like. Well,
Where does our most accurate data come from?
the
T12.
actuals.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Comes from the rent roll in the T12,
Mhm.
and more specifically, the trend that we're seeing. So this would be a good one to use Red IQ on, because it'll show the trend of the occupancy and vacancy. Yeah, see, they're trending up, and they have had some pretty heavy vacancies here. I'm assuming that's because they're remodeling.
Okay.
I wonder if that T12 is showing, or that rent roll might be showing stuff that's rented but not full yet. Let's see.
I don't know, we even looked at, the dates for the leases, and
Yeah, another thing you can do is you can sort this whole sheet by the move-in date.
Mhm.
Bring the top stuff up, and then that gives you your targets, right? You can see what they're hitting. 1,050. Yeah, it looks like they're getting pretty close to 1,050 now.
But I think this is the one, hold on, pull up, that had some that were newer, like a new lease, but they were getting less.
I don't think that was this one.
Okay,
But okay, so for where we're at right now, we don't even know what the whisper price is. We need to come up with something to go back to John and say this is kind of where we're at. We're not very aggressive here on our rent bumps. We're actually matching. If we look at our total net income, we're gaining back the loss to lease in year 1, which is probably a little bit aggressive. Probably should be more over here, but we're not too much above it even right here. So that was that number 55,000, right?
Mhm.
So one of the things I like about what Sanjay always does is he just looks at how much is the net income growing? Like, can we actually do that? And 10% is a pretty good rule of thumb. We're a little bit above that. And then we'll, less than that as we go on out. So I would say that this is probably pretty close on our rent escalations. Let's go through. Did we We don't know anything about the taxes, I don't think,
Mm-mm.
right? So good practice
No.
for you guys. Again, you know, you're doing great as you are now, but a good practice for you guys is just to go find the county, go learn about the county, find out how many people are in it, find out what the millage rate is. CoStar should have that as well. Insurance, we're bumping considerably. So that's probably fine. Let's look at our payroll. Got a full-time person plus 3.5, that's probably fine. 48.5. You guys feel pretty good about these numbers? I do.
Mhm.
We've actually got fairly good cash flow as well. Really good DCR. Okay, let's go back to our dashboard. Oh wait, let's go into CapEx. Check that real quick. Oh my gosh, is it a 0?
It's a 0.
Wow. Okay, so we're gonna say, let's see, we've got, how many of them have been remodeled? Do we know?
Yeah, then 2 seconds to pull that up. Yes, 34, and so we have 16 more that need to be done.
So let's say 16 at, oops, 16 at 10,000. And then let's add some,
Thanks, Barb.
what was that?
Oh, Barbie just put in the tax rate.
Oh, you got the tax. Okay, I'll go back to that. So now we've got some CapEx in here. Nothing crazy. We may need to talk about the roofs, find out if we need, the roofs looked a little suspect, if I remember right. Yep, those roofs are going to need replaced probably within the time we own it, right?
Mhm.
So we probably better do this. I don't know how many buildings there are, but we definitely would need to have some attention on the roofs. So now let's go back to our dashboard. Doing good here. So 4.4. Okay, thoughts? What do you guys think?
Do you want to go back and look at those
What the
taxes?
tax? Yes, I do.
What is it? Sorry. So 1.04 tax rate in Greensboro, she said. Yep.
That makes a little more sense, right?
Mm-hmm. How did you get that to come back up to 0.04?
But
Yeah.
right
Okay, cool. That's a fun new function.
it's still in there correctly, but it's just averaging it for your view.
Gotcha.
So if I back this up, it says 1.0, but it's still calculating 1.04.
Okay. Good to know.
Brad or anybody on the call, do you guys remember what Sanjay said the other day about the roofing company we have access to that can do X dollar per square foot on a roof? I was gonna put that in a little sheet.
Yeah, was it 1,000 per square, Senate, or 10,000 per square? Can't remember.
I thought he
I
said
can't remember.
500 per thousand.
That's
So-
what, okay, thank you. I'm gonna put that in our sheet, $500 per 1,000 square feet. Is that right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay,
So
thank you.
So
the
500
math
per
is a little
square.
funky on that. So it's We had 100,000 square foot roof. And the cost was approximately
Okay,
$500,000.
I'm
Now,
just
is that-
writing down, yeah, I'm just gonna write down the $500 per 1,000 square feet is what I'm gonna write down.
Is that, isn't retail twice that much, Senate? Isn't that what he told us?
Yeah, yeah. And Candace, I think we need to be more careful on that wording, like maybe put the formula in there as well, or example. 100,000 square foot roof is $500,000.
Okay, I'll do that instead.
I didn't
I'll
quite
do
get
that
the
instead.
math on it, right? So I just
Okay.
want to make sure we're not misquoting.
Okay, I will write down $500,000 for 100,000 square foot roof is what I'm gonna write down.
Got it.
All right, so let's make a video real quick for John, send it to him. Hey, John and Bobby, we've got the whole team here. We did the underwriting for Morris Manor. We do not have whisper prices. When you guys send those over, please make sure to send your whisper prices as well or follow up with them. We came up to 4.4 million on this property, 86 per unit. Why did our return just jump up? Let me see, I'm a little bit high there, hold on. Is that going backwards? Oh, yeah, because I did the wrong thing. 4 point. Okay, so we're at about 4.8, 94,000 per unit. You can look at some of our assumptions. We've got moderate rent increases. We're increasing the NOI by about 60,000. Actually, a little bit more than that now, 70, almost 100,000 in year one. So that could be just a little bit aggressive. We've got 5% in year one, 3% on out. Our operating expense ratio is 45.4. We feel like our taxes are right. Our insurance might be a little bit high. Everything else here looks good to us, but you guys feel free to review. For CapEx, we have the remaining 16 units that are not remodeled at 10,000 per unit. And then we have 400,000, which may be a little bit low because we're thinking that we will need a new roof. Just looking at these pictures here. So that's our thoughts on this one. If you don't mind letting us know, I'm going to put this in an email to you. Obviously, I'm going to CC our underwriter. And if you would let us know the whisper price, call for offer date, and what your thoughts are specifically on the area and any other insight you can give us, we can make a decision if we want to move forward on it. Thank you. All right. So I will do that later. We'll take a note. You know what? That's not even John's deal. Let me look here. Actually, I think it is. Hold on. Yeah, John did send it over, but Bindia, if you're on here, you put in the wrong name here. This is probably the broker, but it did actually come from John. So when we have a deal finder as well as a broker, make sure to put the deal finder in here.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, cool. Let's do, I'm working with Bruce. We're actually going to be meeting with Bruce on 2 properties. Actually, let's take that up right now. We've got Obsidian, which I know is ready, and then we also have, Mike, do you remember the other one? Sunrise on Rails or something like that?
I do not remember. No,
Give me 1 second. Let me look that
I
up.
do not remember.
So we're getting Bruce on to review those two deals. If you guys remember Obsidian, we were off by about 1.2 million. I think Bruce will be meeting with us coming into the call either tomorrow or Friday. So he wants to focus on Sunrise on the Rail. Yeah. So we need to bring that one back. So here's how we do that. Gonna add our archives. Then we're gonna do control find. Sunrise. There it is. See team review. Okay, I'll go in and review this one so that we're ready for that. So we will be reviewing, and also, yeah, I'll take care of that later. I need to bring Obsidian back as well. Okay, where does that put us? That puts us at the Highlands, which is also John's deal. So that's perfect. All right, take it away, Janae.
Great, here we go again, all the information that I don't have, but there is an OM in here. Which was nice to have because not very many of the ones I'm getting have them.
We're gonna have to talk to you about positivity here in just a second.
No, I love it. I like having information. It's just I need to realize I need to research more. So I'm good with that.
Okay, cool. So here's the OM. I'll pull that up. Does this
Yeah.
look right?
Yeah. The people who have this have done a really good job. I like the Charlotte market. This one is growing. I have spent a little bit of time in Charlotte just myself. My son went to college there, so
Okay, cool.
yeah. So what to me was interesting is the upgrades that they've done in this. So I'm sorry. I like this one. Let me just start there.
Let's napkin it real quick. So we got everything we need right here.
Mhm.
So we also know our operating expense ratio in this market pretty well. I think it's pretty close to 50%. So if we take 176 times 1333 times 12, what do we get?
2,767,308.
Thank you.
Okay, and then 100% occupancy. So let's times that by 0.95, just because that's what the lender is going to do. What do we get?
2,628,942.
Okay, and let's times that by 0.5, which is our leftover after expenses. 1314.
1314471.
Okay, and let's divide that by 0.055.
23,899,478.
So this is where it'd be helpful to know the whisper price, right? Because we would know if they were even close to what we can offer. Let me double check and make sure that I don't have that. I don't think I do. Yeah, we don't have any information on that. So, okay, cool. Well, let's jump into it. Uh-oh, did I get the wrong one?
No, there should have been. Nope.
Check on your side and see if you have, or maybe it's just missing these two.
Yep. Maybe I didn't go in and put those. Hang on, my bad. So, but I also know in this one, I won't have any CapEx reserves. I'd like to go through that because I thought those were kind of automatically generated in there. Not automatically, but that there was some CapEx that we were just supposed to assume was happening. And I thought that was in the synthesis, at least the last model that I had numbers already in it. So that.
Okay, so what Sanjay had Bhaskar doing was
Yeah.
taking the units times 8,000,
Okay.
then adding, depending on the size of it, a couple 100,000 to 400,000 for exterior.
Oh, okay.
That's just a super general rule. I know that stresses
okay.
people out, but that's just a super general rule. Like on the last one we just did, we knew the exact amount
Right.
that needed to be modeled, and we can assume that it's probably, we can get that done around 10,000 per unit, maybe a little low, maybe a little high. We can find out, finalize that a little better.
Okay.
Okay, so anybody see the first problem here? I'll give you a hint. It's
Furnace
this.
money? Oh,
Well, that's a problem too. Good eye. This is a huge raise, right?
Mhm.
It's, well, we've also got some problems over here as well. So
Right. There's,
yeah, so this is a huge raise. And this is an old product. So right now I just lost 80% of my enthusiasm for this deal.
Mhm.
So let's go ahead and go through it, knowing that it's probably not something that we're gonna like. So do we know, is it safe to say these numbers have been verified
yep.
and match? Awesome.
Yep.
You guys are getting better. How about this one right here?
Where are you? Sorry.
Right here. K19. Average rents.
Yes, they were was taken off the rent roll. So let's double check. I'm actually looking at OM to see if they've got a different number in there.
Okay, we're gonna drop our vacancy. This is, I see all you guys missing this, and I think I just didn't teach it. But these blue cells need adjusted. We do know this is running at 100%. We can even see on the T12, it's been running at a super low vacancy for a long time, because the whole T12 had only an average of 36. So that's great.
So just looking at the OM, and I didn't do this before, the OM has the average rent at 1,333. And I think I came up with, when I was coming off the T12, what? 1,100. So I'm off $200 on that one compared to what they have on the OM.
$200 on a rent is a huge number.
Mhm.
So say that again now that we're looking at it. We've got one.
1,333 is what they have on the OM. But what I came up with when I did the rents, obviously it's 1,100. So
Okay, so we probably need to find out why that's wrong, right?
yeah.
Yeah, this one we can't do my average trick because it's got all those
Mhm.
things in there.
Yeah.
But maybe they've got it summarized at the bottom.
And wouldn't you typically believe the rent roll over the OM?
100%, yeah, 100%.
Janae, did is there another Excel attached to this? Because I feel like this is one where we made a different Excel.
I don't think that this is the one that we did that on. There is not another one attached, Amber.
Okay.
I'm looking.
Yeah, our gross potential income doesn't feel right. It's showing 1,041. I believe this is a little bit hard to read without spending a lot of time on it, but I believe this is their gross potential income right here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go into the T12.
Mhm. Bless you.
Yeah, so we've got, I think I see what the mistake is. So
Oh.
this should be your top number,
Okay,
2555, 160.
okay,
I think probably what you did
okay.
is you put in this
Yeah,
number,
I took that second number.
but remember on an accrual basis, they're going to take all this stuff out and then this should match your second number. Well, actually, this would match your final number. I'll show you.
Okay, so now we changed it. I thought it was matched up, but yeah.
So 2729, let's go back. Nope, we're still off. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we ran that like both ways, and I felt like the last way we had it was correct, but I didn't take notes on this one, Janae, so.
Yeah, no, and just, yeah, we went, I thought we had it all matched up by using that first number that was in there. We had it all
I
matched
thought
up.
we did too. But I did not take notes on that.
Well, if we wanted to, just for sake of simplicity, we could just disregard everything above here and use this number right here.
Yeah, that's kind of
That's
what we
what it is.
decided to do.
2373, let's see how far off we are on that. Something's wrong here. Oh, but yeah, let's just do it right from the beginning. You guys kind of mastered this one a little bit. I'm just gonna say it.
Thank you. I
36,
love that.
37.
That's good. We tried really hard. And and I love
There's
that that's the
either-
answer.
There's a shortage of coffee or wine or chocolate or something that's going
think
on that's causing a
chocolate.
problem.
I think I I started this morning with the milkshake that I didn't eat last night, so maybe that's the ticket.
Something's going on here. Then we've got. So there's a line item on here that's a negative other income. I guess
Yep.
they're,
That's their total of like 16 through 18.
oh yeah, you're right, it is.
Yep.
So
Yeah, this was maddening to go through. We spent like,
okay, here's what we're gonna do. Because we could go through this. I just don't think it's the right use of our time. We could literally go through and add this up and see what's going on, right?
Right.
But we can also say, hey, broker, you said on line 48 that your total income is 2373. So if that comes out not to be true, then that's on him, right?
Mhm.
So we're just going to use this number because, again, it's not the right thing to do, but I don't think it's worth it for us to spend 15 minutes going through this when we have 2 minutes left.
Right.
Let's go to 373. 73. So I'm just going to overwrite this. So this is, again, why you guys want to always use your master so that when you do stuff like this, you're going back to your master. Okay, so that adjusted that. Let's go into our profit and loss real quick. Taxes are quadrupling. So again, guys, you need to check your taxes. You need to check your
Okay.
millage rates.
Yep.
What is our millage rate here? So these two numbers, like at this point, you guys need to know that these two numbers are our most important expenses, right? So you absolutely need to know what these are, or at least really close.
Okay.
With insurance, if you don't have a quote, you know, the 150 or 130 is probably all right. With the taxes, what is it, 1.04? Is this the same
Yeah.
state?
It's the same state, yes. Different city,
So
same state.
now, keep in mind, millage rates can vary per county as well. So you need to verify
Right.
that. That helped us get a lot closer to where we're normally going to be at. Okay, let's go back to our dashboard. Oh, actually, let's do CapEx. Okay, so 0 is not okay in CapEx, right?
Yep,
So
yep, I got it.
gotta do something. So let's do 174 times 8,000. And then let's do,
Hey, Brad, I know you don't randomly pick 8,000 or 10,000. How do you pick what to do for the CapEx?
we are randomly picking it. This is basically just gives us the ability to be a little bit high, most likely, because most of this is just the way that Sanjay and Bhaskar were modeling things originally until we got more information. So that's just the way we're doing it.
So you pick 8 or 10 and run with it just as like a random number?
No, I pick 8 times all the units. Or if I know exactly how many units I'm going to pick. I mean, technically you should go in and see how many units have been rehabbed and figure it out, right?
Yeah.
But if you can't do that, then you need to estimate a little bit high. So let's say that half the units needed remodeled and it costs 10,000 per unit. That would be the right number, right? So this is a little bit higher. And we know that we might be able to take some of that out later. But right now, this is going to cover us for CapEx most likely.
Thank you.
Why is that not filling up here? Somebody deleted this cell. So again, make sure you guys are using your master when you start over again with new stuff. Okay, there we go.
So it's saying that the tax rate is 0.965.
Okay, we'll adjust that real quick.
Mhm.
What the hell is going on? Okay. I know we're out of time, but let's just get this one finished up. We are probably at 19.5. 20 million. Okay, so I'll make a video for John on this. We'll send it off to him and I'll CC you guys and I'll also CC you tomorrow.
See us tomorrow.
See ya.
Perfect.
Great job. Better every day. See you later.
Go.
Thanks. Bye.